Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 6th of July 2027, which is only less than a month from the end of the last video. So I haven't done very much since making that video, but what I want to do in this video is do a little bit of work on my meat supply issue, which could become critical, and more importantly I want to give myself a bit of an aid memoir for one, to keep me familiar with the mechanics of the game, because I'm not playing it often enough. And of course, in a couple of weeks we will get the new update, possibly drop into the beta branch, and we'll be looking more at the metro system. And also I've actually had a couple of ideas when after I recorded the previous video, and I've forgotten what they are. So what I want to do is make sure that I remember the things that I want to do. The first one is I'm just going to give you an update with respect to the meat situation over here, which is a little bit critical. But what I've actually got is trucks coming down here. I think there's a couple now just delivering in, and what those trucks are, they're coming from this distribution office, and what they're doing is going up and bringing in some crops that were left in this warehouse here. And the long-term solution is going to be to finish this distribution office here, put a load of covered holes in here, and then what we're going to do is tell them to pick up from here and make sure that this warehouse always stays at a 10%, which is the smallest percentage we can set. And of course what will happen is when the harvest comes in, this warehouse will fill up. But with the end of the year situation, as we just had, what that distribution office will do is bring crops over here to keep the meat supply ticking up. Because I think the key factor is, yes, the meat supply may drop, but what I don't want is the warehouses to empty out around the map, because that can cause a problem. Now the second part of the solution I want to fix is up here, because at the moment we are doing very well with this meat production here. In fact, I think we've got a full process. So what I'm going to do is we're going to push this up to 80%. I don't want to take it to 100%, but what I want to do is start pulling the meat from there, and then we're going to come to here, which I think this is the one. Where is it? Here, this one here, because we've got this one delivering meat to wherever the food production is. And I thought what I would like to do is we're going to come over to here, and we're going to add Ollerton to this station. Oops, don't want to do that. And we're going to put Ollerton there, and I think if we set this at 30, no, maybe we'll make it 40%, actually maybe 50%. And then the idea is that the meats supply to Ollerton won't come from, I think it's this one here. We come to the Ollerton station here. We're going to take off the meat supplied to there. And what that should do is ease the pressure on Foodville's meat production. Probably the best way to describe it is if you imagine a line down the center of the map. The western side will be supplied with meat from up in this area here, and Foodville will supply the meat to the eastern side of the map. And I think this is the way to go. I've been thinking a lot more about the distribution of small items, because somebody posted a comment about electronics and chemicals. My strategy for this map was to have large production areas, and of course one of the problems I've got here is I didn't really have that much oil. And I think if I did another map, I'd look for a map that's got a bit more oil on it. But as you spread out, I think that really what you need is regional centers, especially for things like chemicals, and more importantly electronics and meat, because these are always shipped in relatively small quantities, and trying to get an even distribution across the whole map from a single source is quite tricky. And that's something I have noticed. Even if you've got kind of stores scattered around the map. It's because the production is so low that the journeys made are only shipping relatively small amounts of meat around the map. So I think having regional centres will probably make a bit of difference, and that's something we will be experimenting with in the next series. So that covers dealing with the meat one. Now we're going to get to my aid memoir, because I'm kind of keep looking at this area here, trying to think how I'm going to build this up here, because we've got this major waste disposal plant there. But what I'm thinking is that I need the workforce in here to get the water supply going for the town and to build it up. And then that is a chicken and egg situation, because if I got the water here, we got to get people out to the waste plant. But so what I thought is that we're going to cheat a little bit, in the sense that we've got a kind of gap here, and what I'm thinking is to put a small town in here with say a population, or a suburb, probably a better description, of about 3,000 or 4,000 people, who can then supply the water people there. Also, that means that they could probably be bussed out to here to start getting some of this production going if there's a surplus population. So that's what I'm thinking. We got electricity problem. Problems. So what I'm thinking is a small sewage treatment plant. I don't want to put a big one, but I would like to put... Now, as far as I know, these sewage treatment plants don't produce pollution, do they? Let's have a quick look. Because they're effectively cleaning the water up. They'll probably be unpleasant to live next to, but what I'm thinking is that we'll put a sewage treatment plant there. And of course it would be near here, because again I can use trucks to bring in the food and chemicals in the short term, and then later on I can then once the railway's finished, I mean it's really taking time to build these tunnels. But of course I've got chemicals up here, where over here, so I can bring chemicals down for the water treatment here as well. So I've got options with respect to that, and what I'd like to do is put a discharge just here, and then we'll go big. I'm just going to connect that up. And what that would mean is that oh, I didn't check the height. That's 6.7, that's 7, that's 9, so we got 9, yeah, okay, we're good, because the map, we'll probably switch the contours on. Yeah, we got a bit of a low area here, so we can put a localized sewage disposal system into this area here. Now the question is, what do I want to build here? Well, we've got to build a small town, but I'm kind of thinking we're going to need a food store in here. So let's go road wise. I think now the other dilemma I've got is that how are we going to get the tunnel boring machines in for the metro? Probably going to have to bring them in here. So I think if we make crossroads here and maybe push that, I'm gonna actually put a T-junction in here. So kind of build a road in like that, and I don't want trucks taking a shortcut. So, well, we could put an exclusion zone in, can't we, using the traffic capabilities. And so what we're going to need is got to remember how to do this actually, guys. I think we'll start with the food shopping. We've got corner market here, but it doesn't really have a department store again, but this has actually got put the department store opposite the water treatment plant. I don't think that will flip. Well, yes, it will. Now this was actually going to come from that direction, isn't it? So I'm thinking I want the department store. What is this? This supplies everything. What's the storage on it? So yeah, I think that will work. So if we put this in about here, and we've got an option to put a cargo, what we call it. I'm gonna put a small cargo station on a rail yard. And if I put in a little cargo station like that, so this is going to act more as a localized town. I think we'll put a road through here for a short distance, and then bring you up into that position there. Always trim this back later on. So we've got this area here, and actually I'm going to put another road out through like that, and then we can bring a road down like that. And if we get some residential in here, that should put the residents within walking distance of this. This is a big water well. And we've got the water treatment plant there. So if we get some residences in this area here, that should work. So just gonna drop down here, and of course we're going to build a modern city, or a fairly modern looking city, but I don't want great big tower blocks. What I'm looking for is what we got here. 120 workers. These are brick apartment blocks. These hold 200 workers, and these are prefabs. We could, if I put in, say, one there, leave a space, put another couple behind like that, and then spin these round. So I'm looking for a population of, say, about 2,000. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We'll just kind of make this into a uniform area here, and then we can put more up round that way there. And then we'll just put a road. Oops. Didn't be sure that never used to come out that far before. Or am I just not being familiar? And we'll just hook you up like that. And I don't want the helicopter crews wasting time building these, so we'll just take these back. So we've now got our kind of area here. Of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is put in our waste disposal. I think this is a little bit below level, isn't it? This is 6.7. Everyone else is higher than us. So if I go to about there, 672, that's 6. If we put in our first kind of sewage drain about there, we'll put a little switch in just there. This is where it tells me that I don't have enough, what we call it. I think we can come in that side, and you can come in that side, and then what we can do is just push this up as and when we need it, And then next thing we're going to need to do is, where's the water substation? I think we could probably put the water substation. That actually, that's not too bad actually, because that will we'll put the water substation just very close to the shopping mall. I think we just have to 56, 127. So we've it's the water treatment plant. Kind of been thinking about this again. Because we got a tower for that. I'm just wondering whether we need. I should really put another tower, say, in here. Maybe we could put. Actually, I could put a tower in like that, couldn't I? And then we could put a. Oh, well, where's the pump? And we can put a large pumping station in there. And then we could put. Then we can hook you round to like that. What that will mean is that we can then. Right, we're gonna have to go under the pipeline. Actually, I'm kind of. Trim this back a little bit. In fact, let's trim it back a lot. I'm going to put a water switch in about. Just tilt it slightly that way. You. Okay. You can come there, and then I think this is 56 cubic meters. I think we're going to stay large pipe, and then we can run another pipe into there. What that will mean is that we've got a pump. The tower can supply the water to this local area, and we can get that going. So we've now got a little bit here. We've got the fire coverage. We've got reasonable confidence of a fire coverage because we've got a what we call it over there, a fire station over there. But the next thing we're going to need is we're going to go for schools. I think I'm going to stay vanilla. Have a kindergarten. Okay. Kindergarten just on the corner here, like that. And put a school there. It's outside of the range of the water supply. We'll put the school just down here. Got to put some footpaths in. Make sure we can get a footpath through there, but I don't want to build them until we built the roads. We got a kindergarten there. We can always put more out that way. And of course, we've got to put in the local friendly secret police. Now, the secret police is going to be a little bit more tricky because the secret police is really going to be for the whole city. So if we crime and justice, courthouse, we don't need that. We need a police station. So what I'm thinking is, actually, I could probably put the police station. Actually, we could put the police station about there. So we got that there, and we can put a footpath up that will connect to there. And then of course what we're going to need is the secret police as well. Okay, we're going to have to put some more sewage up here as well. Provide the coverage. Kind of part of me thinks that we're probably going to put a road up through here. So if I put the secret police there, and we just extend this road again, and we'll put a road up that, and then we can connect in the secret police there like that. So we'll have a police station which will cover this side of the city and the secret police. Where's the sewage supply? Right, we got sewage outfall there. Now that covers, where is it? That covers everything up to about there. So if and this is my kind of half thought out new way to provide the cover for the sewage, is to plan it. This is 12.8, this is 9.5, 14. It's going to be a problem. This is 12.7, this is 14.6, this is 9.7. So what we're going to need to do is, because I want a sewage, see this, I can't find it. This covers everything up to there. So what I'd like is to have sewage kind of collection points about there, but we need to get below this to be able to for the sewage to drain into the local thing. This is 9.45, this is 13. So what we'll have to do is create a little bit of a kind of a little dingle dell thing here. Let me just see what the height is. Go a little bit too high. A bit reluctant to do this because it means that we've got it's 8.87, 8.85. This is, yeah, that would do. And then what we'll do is we'll just drop that in about there. Maybe just a little bit in that area there. And then this. And do is where it gets a little bit tricky. That we've got a pipe connection there. So what we'll have is a main supply down here, because what we'll have is a lot more buildings in this area. So we got the, and I think the other thing also is that, again, a hospital, what is it? A hospital is quite a big building as well, so I think if we put a hospital opposite the secret police, that would mean the hospital will cover this area and this area. School, university, I'm not too worried about the university at the moment. City hall, I don't really want to put in. I think that covers lot of what needs to be done with respect to what the general population will need. Obviously, we're going to need to put in a few more other small details later on. We do need a monument to try and make everybody feel a little bit more happier in themselves. Wrong one. It's surprising how quickly that you can kind of get out of step in this by not playing this game. I think if we can put in a small little monument there. Now, from the perspective of the metro, this area is not going to be for the metro. This won't be really worried about connecting to the metro. This is going to be more about local services supplying what's going on and bits and pieces like that. I suppose I could put a fire station in just to make sure everything is 100%. In fact, I think I will. It's not like I'm short of resources, emergency. I think if we put in fire, then of course the next thing we've got to think about is heating. Jolly old heating. Now, I've got coal over here, and I'm kind of thinking about being a little bit cheaty here with respect to where is it? Heating plant. I think we got. I'm thinking geothermal. If I can find it. What we get is 160 kilojoules. So what I'm possibly thinking is kind of, this is kind of in a, we put a geothermal plant there. I know some of you will say it's a bit cheaty, but this is really to get this town up and running. What we'll do is when we start planning the main town, we could do it unless there's an alternative. No, I think I would like. Let's just see what's the pollution for production. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is just slot in a geothermal plant there, and this is going to produce 240 kilojoules. So it's only really going to provide enough heat because the heat exchanger can move about 300 cubic meters, and this one we get back to heating plant. So this can support up to 4 heat exchangers, which maybe is a little bit over the top, but apologies for that. And what we'll do is we'll just slip in the, I think if we put the heat exchanger in about there, like that. We get up a little bit. This doesn't need any heating, does it? So I'm going to put the heat exchanger, just press this so it's on this little corner here. And then we're just going to go underground again. This game is getting very complicated with respect to heating pipes. Okay, we'll pop you in there. So we got a heating pipe that runs all the way through to there. So I have a heat plant there. I think we'll just put, that means we're going to need a bus station to move the workforce. I think because we're going to need to send workers out to here. So we're going to need to put a bus station in. I think were... I think 200 might be a little bit too low. Where's all my bus stop? Oh, bus platform. 500. That's 230. So I think if we put in a bus platform here, like that, because it means what I could do then is I should be able to get a road down to here. And of course, another thing we're going to need if we got vehicles going this way is we're going to need a gas station. Now, trying to think where the best place to put a gas station is. We got a pickup point there, we've got distribution offices here, and you've got the workforce coming out this way. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put I still want a refueling. I'm going to need a gas station. I'm going to put a gas station here. I need to put power into this area here. Of course, we've got to put power into this area. And I think because we've got a gas station there, we've got to have a bus stop there. I think we're going to put another gas station here because this is actually a main road along here. So I think if I put in 2 gas stations, that will... I know it's a bit over the top, but we're going to get a lot of trucks moving backwards and forwards around here. And kind of... This is... I think what I am going to do is I'm going to put a road through here, a bit over the top. I just want to... I mean, they can't build there because probably the tunnels too. I'm a bit worried of that. I mean, it doesn't... It's almost like this is come above ground very briefly here. It's almost like it's just below the road. Don't like that. Sorry about this. We're gonna redo that. Yeah, there's something wrong with this heating pipe. It's... If I can delete it, and I'll be right back. There's a bit of a glitch there. I think what I am going to do is we're going to go above ground. So what I'm going to do is put the road in first. I think we've got something's wrong there, which I'm not happy about. So I think if we pick up a road there and run you through to there, that will give me the road that will run there, and then I can use road signs to keep trucks from going through this area. And then what we'll do is we're just going to put above ground. So we're just going to come out like that. We're going to have to build this in sections. Can I drop it down a bit? Nope. The trouble is it's a very busy area here. Right, we're going to have to drop it down there. Up, back again. I think the train waiting too long. That's probably to do with the what we call it, my iron production. That's it. So just accept that. Now I think that's all I want to do in this part. In fact, I've done a bit more than I actually intended to do because I got wrapped up there. That pipe's going to annoy me, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Any opinions on this layout and how this area should be built up, feel free to chuck it in the comments. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.